Alright, everyone. Best of the rest against MysticDeadman. Let's get that double blind on. We're gonna start with ARG today. Get a little fish action. As soon as he's ready, we just go. Fish, 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 fishy, fish, fish. I'm gonna assume a throw to start, so I'm gonna go ahead and just poke it. Ah, interesting. He's thinking the same thing. Kind of a weird hand here. Maybe he won't have 6th throw or 7th throw, so I'm just going to throw. I expect wake up block here, but not wake up block, but wake up throw. Yeah. So I'm just gonna block. Oh. And a lot of blocking early, but he doesn't need to block so much with Gwen, I don't think. I think he's just looking for something to confirm into. I'm gonna give it another poke on a throw here. Okay. We'll put it face down. Ah, okay. I might prevent some damage there, but possibly not. I'm going to go ahead and get my ace now. Threaten that. Most of my cards really are not going to matter as far as speed is concerned. Ooh. I might have baited him into that just because I was playing a lot of higher end normals. He's probably got 7th throw by now. I don't really want to use protect the board. I don't want to use up the ace yet. So we'll poke. That's fine. I don't really feel like putting any extra on that anyways. Don't really need to. It's 6 damage anyway. I feel like I should bubble shield, so at the same time this makes me feel like he thinks I know that I should bubble shield. So we're gonna try to catch him out on another throw here. Yeah, let's go for some damage here. I think that's 2 aces, so that could be portal. We don't need to do that yet. Portal knocked down? Let's take a gamble, it's not. Okay. So if it was Portal, it didn't rip it out there, so we can kind of use that, but he's not going to rip stuff out there right away. I try to dodge into something since he doesn't want to spend a lot to get there, so I'm going to go ahead and throw. Okay, and we're catching something better than I expected. And that's fine if it's a Joker, I don't care. I don't really need to add any more damage on. So it's gonna deal 6. No problem. He's down. He's probably gonna try to kick up. He can't do that, so I can just Gold Burst here for free. That should be it, because I don't think his queen... No, his queen could work. But even if it wins, it's fine. He's at 4. Yeah. We can just blow fresh spikes here free. That's it. So it was a good game 1 for us. Unfortunately, it was just a bad pick for him. Then he gets stuck with Gwen versus Arg. I wasn't really expecting Gwen, but so it wasn't really kind of like a counter pick or anything like that. Okay, I would expect this as a counter pick, but it also means I can probably bring in Troc next game. We could go for the... It's an interesting hand. We could go for the early Bubble Shield, but... Throw feels very possible right off the bat here. I'll try to poke it out to start. That's fine. Might be a tell, but don't necessarily have to have anything there. May do it again. I don't mind giving up a protective ward here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw. I'm a pretty active Arg, I think. I don't block a whole hell of a lot as Arg, because I don't expect to be expending a lot of cards. Just win my combats and call it a day. That Hex still might work for me. I don't know if that's right yet, but it's what's worked for me so far. This could be a wake-up throw. But with triple 5, I'm willing to risk it. Okay, well, he knows I have it now. Have any, nothing in there yet. I didn't really have any blocks. I must have drew that block off the top. It's a weird spot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and poke again. After showing bubble shield, which seems to work. I'll add that. Nothing there to grab yet. I gotta think his hand's not very good, unfortunately, for him. Oh, we did get a 6 now. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this turn. I'm gonna try to block or try to throw himself again. Yeah, we were able to speed it up. Run him out of throws. That's fine. I got a heart in there finally, though. I get triple 8s, triple 5s. Probably should cash in my 5s. He had a 9 throw, so yeah, he decided he wanted to throw into that, but he'll still take 2. I don't think that he'll still take 10. Or 12. Grab an 8. Well, he's been basically following my thing. He will this time, though. The speed's 2.2. Oh, unfortunately, I don't got much to beat that. I'll try to dodge, though. Yeah, it worked. He's getting a little low on throws. I'm just gonna just try to get up. Nothing fancy. J. Yep, never mind. The hand size low, make it hard to pick up cards. I'm trying to hit confirm. It's a pretty big number. At least that can't be followed up on. Maybe that was a little bit too obvious. I can get flying fish in there. Got it. Good game. All right. Always rough to go against the counter. But we did get it in there, so should be free rolling. Well, not free rolling. Free rolling is the wrong way to put it, but he's stuck on Gwen now. Gloria. So I should be able to be free to do my own counter pick. You know, to win 2 against that. All 3 against that. I don't like my hand though. Well, he threw at this time. He might dodge this time. I don't really have much I can do on that. So I guess we're blocking. I call the dodge. Not much I can do about it. May go after the 10 with a throw. So worst case, I'll be able to clash. Oh, okay. Some kind of low card. He's gonna get the J back. Actually, he's not going to get the J back. No. Oh, it's been pretty low card. I'm playing pretty low card. I think I'm just going to rip it this turn. I haven't shown that I'm willing to do that yet. He may get scared and just throw, but I've been poking him out, so. He's using up his Qs, which are going to be much better as a 1.0, so I'm okay with this scenario. The only thing I'm not okay with my hand. There's not much I can do about that, though. Any problems with Healing Touch? No, okay. I gotta give it a king for that, though. King's pretty good in this matchup, too. I imagine he's going to try to, since I threw out the ace there, he's going to try to attack on what's probably a poorer hand. Wow, no, he's just going to throw. Huh. I don't think he's reading my hand right, which is actually working in his benefit, because I'm playing against what I perceive he thinks my hand is. Which, by the blocks I played a 10 block first, and then I went right into ace. Pretty much should tell the tale that I don't have blocks, and throws are actually pretty dangerous for him. So I'm really surprised to see that, and he's going really low card hand here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. I can get the freebie there, but interesting. Assuming some jokers in hand. Is that the only thing he's got left? Is 2 jokers? Huh. Was he forcing me trying to attack? I'm not sure what's going on here, really. I'm hoping in his cards he had left, he was going to have a dodge. Turns out he did, he just chose not to use it. No joker here, I get to win again. Yep, it's game. Good games. Wow, that was a really rough set. Alright, thoughts? Pass. So the first game was pretty tough. You end up having to take in Gwen into I'm gonna see if he has something. I'm just gonna be kind of actually let me chat with him real quick and I'll tell him what I think going here. For Yeah, I do play a little bit of a different ARG. I think I've seen a lot of aggressive ARGs and like stupidly passive. Yeah. Yeah. So hang on, I know it doesn't help time to get naturally heart locked by my deck. Yeah, I messed up. That's yeah. Gloria can run into some bad draws where the deck just gums her up, and then you can't do pretty much anything other than just kind of play normal Yomi, which she has some good stuff, but it's unfortunately at that point you get it behind. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It almost feels like luck when you get like the right heart for her, because you can't search them out. It's not like playing Manelker where you can go search out your black Q when you need it, or just a black king for damage or something. You don't have that with Gloria. You're stuck with king's really good for me in this match. Maybe I'll get my king of hearts and I can recurse that, and then he never shows up. You know, the Jack. It's like not Jack, but like get the 7 of hearts. Awesome. I don't have a dominant throw in this matchup. Well, that's not great then. It's my best throw, but just stuff like that. It's really rough. So yeah, let me. it's probably easier to actually talk to you kind of through the. It's probably easier for me to talk to him actually through the video than it is. I don't think you did it too much, like, from my perspective. I don't think I saw too much wrong. Like, there's nothing that really stuck out to me except for pretty much the same thing I said about I think the last best of the rest opponent I had. She got really hand starved at the end, and I don't know if that some of that was part of the getting clogged with hearts or whatever. Even though getting the clog of hearts isn't going to really change your hand position at all. But I felt like there was a lot of times where I forced you into situations where you had to attack or you had to dodge or you had to, you couldn't sit there and block. Like, blocking against Arg is weird because it's almost like you have to trick him and you have to figure out, okay, this is the turn he's going to attack. But at the same time, you can just block, and then if he goes block, well, okay, then you're still up in cards, you're still building a hand, and that's fine. But the Arg player is following, okay, where's the throw pressure coming from? Okay, what kind of throws is he throwing at me? Okay, there comes a 10 throw. Probably he's out of throws. So I'll probably save the block here now for a while. And even if I don't, in the case of Gloria, her throws aren't really going to hurt too badly. Actually, I'm kind of jumping around here. Let me go with, okay, game one was game one. There's not much that can be done about that. Taking 4 hit points a turn. I know that you want to throw at some point since you get them. You blocked a little bit more than I thought that you would have with Gwen that early, which is good. That kind of threw me off. I also don't think it's wrong to do so that early with Gwen, just to get all the cards you need to be able to start chaining stuff out. The Chillbane was a little bit. I understand the first Chillbane because I threw out like 5s and 6s. Because I didn't think there was any reason for me to lead phase cards, because you're going to beat my phase cards anyway, so might as well lead with the higher normals to specifically to duff throws, which I expected early. So so the Chillbane was fine. It just I happened to call out an attack that turn, and I decided to block, and there was no, there was just, or actually I don't think I blocked. I think the first one that came out, I think I undercut it. I think I played a Q or something like that. I don't remember specifically what I played, but I either undercut it or I blocked. I can't remember which one. But the second one I got, I believe, with the bubble shield. I didn't expect at all. I expected attack, but I didn't expect like a Chillbane the second time. In fact, that's the first one missed. I didn't expect to see Chillbane again. I wasn't playing against it, so I think it's the proper read from you from there. It just didn't, the timing just didn't work out, is all. And you could have got off a really nice combo. Points of fact, other than, I think, the first game? Yeah, because at the end of the first game, I threw out a gold burst just because the timer was basically up, and it was basically just moving into a checkmate situation. I didn't draw another Joker, so, but anyway. And I don't think I drew that Joker until late, if I remember correctly. I may be wrong. So, so it's not like the extra effect from Chillbane's going to make too much of a difference. But no, this first game was just an unfortunate thing, and just it's hard to win without winning combats. But Gwen can still win that. She does a shit ton of damage when she wants to. So I don't. It's just much harder. The clock is much faster, especially, and as soon as I hit a bubble shield, it's really tough at that point. So you gotta spend a lot of time throwing, so I can play a lot of anti-throw game. Gloria. The second Gloria game, I just got way out ahead to start. I end up figuring... I did have the bubble shield, which you'll see in game 2, to lead with if I wanted to, but that tends to be a lead that's very... very normal. It's like leading K throws. So I'd rather I led something that beat the throw, because I thought that the you throwing was a bit of an obvious open. I don't think it's necessarily wrong. It just felt right there. I feel like you're at a high percentage of that time in this, like our Gloria matchup. Gloria is going to throw early. That's not necessarily you. That's more of the matchup, I think. So I'm going to play a little bit of anti-throw and a little bit of block. just kind of timing that correctly. After that, it just, again, it's tough to win, it's tough when you don't win combat to beat Arg, unfortunately. But there wasn't anything specific that was like any specific tells or anything like that. It just, it just felt like, okay, this is a good spot for you to throw here, so I'm going to play anti-throw. This is a good spot for you to block a dodge here, so I'm going to throw myself. That's just basically how I played it. I didn't get any specific reads from you. Although, I was noticing that you were definitely playing through the evaluation chain. Like when you were starting using like a 10 throw person, like something like that, or a high end throw, I knew you were running out of throws because you were definitely playing from low end to high, and that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But occasionally you need to kind of mix that up and just like, okay, I have a 7 here, but I'm going to throw a 9 throw, so I can kind of get in the 7 throw maybe next turn or a turn or 2 turns down the line. A little evaluation trap. Don't go crazy with that. In fact, I don't even do it every game. But I will say I wasn't expecting the Q throw to come out. But definitely when the Q throw come out, that was a sign, okay, you have no more throws. Or you're not willing to throw with Q anymore at that point. Especially when you didn't pump at all. And not to say you should have, because you had your hand size was pretty low in the second game. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, so I think the only thing there is... because maybe not game 2, but going into game 3, because you're going to be more like early pressure from Gloria is usually going to be throws. You may want to actually change it up and block, because I'm going to attack a lot and get some cards, get a bunch of cards in hand so you have your options later. Do some early blocking. With Arg, I'm not going to throw a lot. Arg's not going to throw a lot early unless they get the read that you're going to be sitting there blocking. Because a lot of people just want to get the job done against Arg and not take a bunch of damage and hex. So I think that's why you see a lot of aggressive Args early, where they're going to sit there and attack a lot. And again, it's kind of knowing that ebb and flow. It's like, okay, I spent that game attacking a lot at the beginning. I'm going to pull it back and block some more. So. And you'll kind of you should be able to get a gist of what I'm trying to do in the first couple of rounds. Maybe you don't win combat in the first couple of rounds. In this case, we just talked, say game 2. You saw I was blocking a lot, you threw a lot, which is fine. But something or you see me attacking a lot, okay, start switching to blocks. Make a quick switch to blocks and just start blocking, where you're going to... build up that hand, because definitely your hand management got you in trouble both games 2 and 3 towards the end. Game 2, it mattered a little bit less just because the life leads was so absurd at that point. It was going to be really tough for you to get going. But game 3, you had a pretty good control in the beginning, but when you got to the end, you just ran out of steam. And so I was able to kind of take over from there, and your overdoses did the job for me. And that's always a problem with Gloria. That's not a you problem, that's a Gloria problem. Especially with Arg, when you take 10 damage for me, well, that's most of my best combats is doing 10 damage to you. So you're doing a lot of work, my work for me. And it is true, it is a counter pick against Arg, but you got to be a little bit careful you don't run out of steam, because if you do, you're going to kind of just doing Arg a favor. Anyway, I'm getting a little rambly here, but I know there was a point I was trying to get to here. So what I guess the point is watch your hand management, and also watch what I'm putting out there. Game 3 is the only one that I think I saw something specific. I did call it out when I was playing, but you should have had a really good read on my hand that I was out of throws. Not throws, blocks. I was basically playing blocks off the top. Especially when I stuck the 10 out there first, unless I'm specifically evaluation trapping, which I don't think I did purposely. I think the cards did it for me, because the next turn I also 7 blocked, I believe, or 7 throwed, one of the two. I wasn't trying to evaluation trap. Literally it was my only block, and I felt like it was safe to block that turn since you opened throw last time. I wanted to block it, and I worked, I think, one turn, and then I think I got thrown like 3 or 4 blocks in a row that I attempted to put out there, including the ace block. I wouldn't call it a desperation move on my part, but I was hoping you were reading the fact that I was very low on blocks to start with, given like what I was putting out there for blocks, especially putting a 10 block out there early. And after throwing the ace, I thought for sure you were just going to go right into attack mode, because I'm out of blocks. So I could dodge. I'm not going to dodge very often, especially when my hand's kind of poor. I'm probably just going to try to get normal draw the cycle. I may do some face cards, but it's not like my face cards don't fight your face cards very well. We clash on 2 of them, and your other one beats it straight up. So I'm also going to try to hit normal draw there. Honestly, there's not much I can do if you run me out of blocks in this fight, and I think instead of expending your throws, which could have come in later when I did get blocks back and did power up for aces again, you kind of used a lot of them. And especially when your blocks are also, your throws are also dodges, you gotta hold on to some of those too. So I just think you used up more resources on those throws than you needed to. That would have been about maybe the only mistake. I mean, you were kicking my butt all right down through. I mean, it's not like you were doing too much wrong. It just, I think you led yourself into a low percentage end game where you're forced to just win combats at that point. You couldn't do overdoses. You couldn't heal yourself. You couldn't do the things that Gloria does best because your hand size was so small and you didn't have the right options left to be able to do what I was doing, to come after what I was doing. At least that's what I felt like from my end. So, and I know I'm running a little long on this, but I wanted to at least specifically talk about some things because Mystic said he wanted to hear my thoughts on it, so I wanted to give him my impressions. They may be right, they may be wrong. I don't claim to know it all or anything like that, but there's just the way I was thinking and the way I was reading it and the way I maybe would play a little bit different. It's just pay attention to what I'm doing, so you're not using up resources you don't need to use. It's like a good example, looking at this game, what I was doing, look what I was doing during the Gwen game. I wasn't using my face cards if I could help it most of the time, just because what's the point? My face cards don't beat your face cards, so why leave them? Just use them for damage. And even then, I would still wait until a little bit later, because I wanted to at least have the illusion of a decent hand size. Not illusion, but I actually want to keep a decent hand size, have some options. What happens if those are my only attacks? Well, now I can use them for attacks when I want them. Start laying on the damage in mid to late game, I think, with art. You don't need to go crazy in the beginning. And most face downs that Arg is probably going to respect because he's only got 3 CPs. There's no reason not to. He's still going to do 2 extra damage at the end of the round. So, why? There's no need to bother. So it's really tough to, I think, to get bursts off of Args. It may be better off using him as gold burst. That's about the only other thing I can say about that. So anyway, I think that's enough. I think I rambled enough. Mystic, if you have any other questions, I'll review this myself, so I might have a better, clear mind of what I was doing, what I was thinking when I take a look back. So if there's any specific plays or anything else like that you'd like to talk about, go ahead and shoot me a PM or whatever. You probably just use the best of the rest line, or shoot me a different one so Malthug doesn't have to sit through a conversation, or you could also just hit me up here on the YouTube channel too. So that'd be fine too. Either way, good games. Good luck the next week, and I'll catch you around.